Welcome to part 4. We're simply going to go through the completion of your database just so you can check it and make sure you've done everything you need to do. We're going to start by doing some more tables. The first one we're going to do is our product categories. So go to external data, and this product category is in a comma delimited file, so we're going to go to a text file. Click text file, and then we're going to browse for product categories.csv. Looks like a little Excel file. That's because we open them in Excel, but they're really just text that are delimited with commas, even though they look like a spreadsheet. Click open, and we're going to import the source data into a new table. Click OK. Then we're going to continue on to delimited. We know it's a comma delimited file. Be sure to tell it that the first row contains the field names. Do not make any changes to any of the data types. Click next. And we're going to choose our own primary key, which is the category. Click next. And then we're going to call this TBL product category. Click finish and do not save the steps. Our next little adventure here is actually creating a table using the table design. We haven't done that yet. So I'd like you to click on the Create tab and click Table Design. You don't want to just create a table. It's just easier to do it in Table Design. So what you get is your table design grid. And what you should see is it says by default table 1 and a place for you to enter your field name, your data type, and then any properties down here that you want to set. Our field name should be transaction ID. It's a number. Whoops. It's a number data type. So choose number from the drop-down list. By default, number defaults to long integer, which is what we want. And then we want to put in shipping date. That's going to be a date and time field. And that should be it. We're going to save this table as TBL shipping. There is no primary key defined. That is correct. We probably don't want to do that just yet. And we can save and close it. Now let's go back to external data, and we're going to go to another text file. This time it's just a regular old TXT file. And browse, and there's our shipping.txt. Check it out. We're going to import and append to the table that we just created, which is shipping. Click OK. And there's our shipping data. Take note, it's delimited using tab, but there is no row of field names. That's because we don't need them. We've actually already created the table and everything's in the correct order, so we're in good shape. Click next, and there it is, TBL shipping, and click finish. Do not save the steps. Take a look at the data that you just imported in TBL shipping and notice that we don't need to set a primary key because there's really nothing here that can be primary. You never know, we might have two shipping occurrences for the same order like Amazon does. If they don't have something in stock right away, they might send it out in 2 shipments. So that's why we probably shouldn't have a primary key here. And go ahead and close the table. The next thing that we're going to look at is importing data from an XML file. Extensible markup language is a way to create a very flexible and easily understandable to all platforms type of file that you can easily import and export. It's got all the tags on the data that kind of define fields and define everything about the data, and you can take that XML and take it pretty much anywhere. So this is what we're going to do in order to import products. So under import and link, we want to go to XML file, which is underneath text file. We're going to browse. Notice there's, nothing else to do here. We don't have to append it. We don't have to do anything. It's an XML file, so it's just going to stick it in a new table. Browse. Products.xml should be in your Access folder. Take a quick look. If you have the same kind of view I do, you can see that here is how the stuff is encoded. And you can see, if you've done any coding at all, you'll see these little different angle brackets that look kind of like code. This is how we do coding in PHP and other languages. So you can see that it's all delimited by a descriptor. And these basically come in as descriptors, like the unit field. This is a piece of data in the unit field. So this is each one entry. And so that's how an XML file is always encoded. So we're going to click Open and then OK and check it out. Not a whole heck of a lot we can do except to let it do what it wants to do, except we want to import both structure and data. If we already had a products table, we'd append data to existing tables, but we don't. Click OK. And we don't need to save import steps. Our products came in as products, so what we're going to do is right click and rename the field. Rename it to TBL product. And open that open that table and make sure that, we want to go to Home and Design View, and we want to make sure that we've got short text. Item code is 6 characters long. We've got category here, it's short text 255. Let's open up the product category table. And those match. We'll change those later, not to worry. Go ahead and close these. And hold on a second. We'll cancel that. We want to make item code our primary key. Now we can save it and close it. Let's skip on back a little bit because there were some things that you needed to do. About page 176. 175. Let's start off with transaction and employee. Open both in Design View. So we've got an employee ID, short text, and which you set for homework as 3 characters long. And in transaction, sold or packaged by is number. That's how it imported. So what we want to do is make sure that we switch that around to short text. Double check. Short text and 3 characters long. Save and close both tables. Let's check member. So member ID in transactions, whoops, I shouldn't have closed that, has to match member ID in the member table. So that's going to be 30. And I can't change it because it's part of a relationship. So what I'll do is I will close this table, go to Database Tools, Relationships, and just to make sure that I don't run into any more trouble with data types, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Now I'm going to open up Transaction in Table Design directly from my Relationships window. And we're good to go there. So sold or packaged by. I should member ID, match it, and right there, 30. Save and close. Now I can go ahead and reestablish my relationship as a refresher to remind you of this. We're going to click Create, Enforce Referential Integrity, Cascade Update. Remember, this is the one we couldn't do that to because we were missing some members. Now you can also take your employee ID and make that relationship to sold or packaged by, Enforce Referential Integrity, and Cascade Update, Cascade Delete. The window becomes a little messy. You'll probably find out that if you're kind of picky about things like that, it bothers you. It bothers me. But you can make it neat later. What we're going to do is go ahead and do our item code with the product table. We can't do that until we pull the product table and the product category over. Category to category. In product, we've got item code going to transaction details. If you ever get an error, which we might, I don't know yet. If you ever get an error that tells you that data types must be on the same kind of field with the same size, same data type and size, then make sure that you go in and check and make sure that they match, which is what we've been doing from time to time here. State of brief can go to the members table because that's where we're worried. We're going to send things to the members, so we're going to go to state abbreviation and go to state. Make sure that those are the fields you intend. And let's see, ratings, item code to product. Rated by can go to members. So can anybody guess why this is coming up? If you can think about it, I'm going to leave you with this. Why can't you enforce referential integrity between rated by in the ratings table, which should match up with members, and members? I'll let you explore that on your own. You never know, I might ask you that. So we'll have to cancel that. Just know that we can't do it, and I want you to figure out why. The leftover stuff is rearranging this so it makes you happy and continuing to create relationships where they're necessary. Also check the different parts. Things have to match, so obviously they've matched well because we already did products and transaction details. We've already created primary keys and products. I'm kind of looking through here. So basically all that's left to do is finish a preload for next time, which is going to be starting on page 184. See you in class.